Should Manchester United sign Jack Grealish or James Maddison? So in this video I will be analysing both James Maddison and Jack Grealish, who are the two players along with Jadon Sancho who have been most heavily linked with summer moves to Manchester United. This isn't an endorsement for United to sign either player, but a comparison of two players to see if United wanted to sign one of them, who they should sign and who would best fit their system. So what sort of players are Jack Grealish and James Maddison? Well, James Maddison is a traditional playmaker who can either sit high up the pitch between the lines of the opposition's midfield and defence, or drop deep in front of the opposition's midfield to play more as a deep lying playmaker. He is his side's main source of creating chances and thrives best when playing in a midfield three as the most advanced midfielder, given the freedom to roam between the advanced and deeper areas. Jack Grealish is more of a Mezzala type than a traditional playmaker. Grealish's best position is on the left of a midfield three in a 4-3-3 system, as this allows him to take up central positions but also move out wide into the half spaces, where from here he can look to make underlapping runs down the channels and attempt to isolate players in one-on-ones around the edge of the box. Both players are very good chance creators, and we can see this as they both rank second for the most key passes completed in the Premier League this season, with 2.7 per game, behind only Kevin De Bruyne. In terms of expected assists, Grealish does come off on top. He has an expected assist rate of 6.2, whereas Maddison has a rate of 5.15, suggesting that even though both players have created the same amount of chances, Grealish is creating a better quality of chances. If you like analysis of Manchester United transfer targets, then check out my series looking at who Manchester United should sign, where I analyse 5 players that I would bring in for Manchester United this summer. All those videos will be linked in the description below. So even though Grealish does have a superior expected assist rate to Maddison, this could just be because Maddison is tasked with creating chances for a specific type of player. That player mostly being Jamie Vardy, meaning that as Vardy is an exceptional finisher when being played through on goal, Maddison's job isn't necessarily to create high value chances in terms of expected goals, but to create high value chances for Vardy, which may mean creating chances with a lower XG rate from a harder position to score, but for Vardy's finishing ability, these types of chances are high value. An example of this could be a through ball from deep into the channels, allowing Vardy to use his pace to get into a wide goal scoring position. So taking this into account, it's hard to distinguish one from the other in terms of chance creating ability. However, we can see a difference when we look at the type of key passes being created. Of Grealish's 2.7 key passes completed per game, 0.4 of them were considered long key passes. For Maddison, a major 1.1 of his 2.7 key passes per game were considered long passes, which is the joint most of any player in the league, showing that Maddison seems to be the better creator from deep areas. This does make sense, as I do think Maddison is a better passer of the two. His accuracy of long passes is better, even though Grealish is very good at this too. When Maddison drops deep, he has the ability to create chances by playing a pass over the top of the back line or putting in a cross from a deep area. Grealish is far better at playing high up the pitch and being able to play clever 1-2s and reverse passes into teammates in and around the box. Despite Maddison being the better passer in my opinion, Grealish is a better dribbler, especially in advanced areas. When on the ball in the middle third, Grealish has the ability to glide past players, which is a valuable asset for a team to have, as it allows them to move the attack forward quickly, without relying on multiple teammates to play their part in a series of passes. We've seen this season that Grealish has the ability to almost drag Villa up the pitch, pushing the attack forward into the final third. Maddison can do this, but does this more when Leicester are countering quickly and there is space in the middle third for Maddison to dribble past players. When in the final third, the quality of Grealish's close control dribbling becomes evident, as he's excellent at wrong footing defenders from where he can either go past them, play a pass or get a shot away. It has to be said that this is a key strength of Maddison's as well, with both players being able to shift the ball quickly before making a key pass or taking a shot. Both players are accurate shooters when around the box. Maddison's technique is perfect. He's able to either whip the ball with curl away from the keeper into the net or draw the ball low and hard into the bottom corner. Grealish does have a different sort of technique, but no less effective. He scores from outrageous positions, as seen with his goal against Manchester United, from a wide position on the edge of the box, or his half volley against Southampton, which nestled in the far top corner. Their shooting abilities can be seen as they've both overperformed their expected goals rate by more than a goal, with Grealish overperforming his by 1.23 goals and Maddison overperforming his by 1.44 goals. This shows that while scoring from long range or in and around the box, this isn't coming from an overabundance of shots, which is important to consider when looking at players who are considered long range shooting specialists, as taking a disproportionate amount of total shots will mean that when the player is placed in another side, who perhaps don't offer them the same freedom to shoot from distance, their overall goals from outside of the box can fall. However, with Grealish and Maddison, this is clearly not the case, and they are not overshooting at all. In terms of their play when their team don't have the ball, Maddison is a better system player. Maddison is a better presser than Grealish is, knowing when to press aggressively and how to position himself to cut off passes into players in behind their midfield. Here we can see that Leicester are attempting to assert an aggressive press from Arsenal's build-up. Harvey Barnes and Jamie Vardy push up high to trigger the press. However, Arsenal managed to play through this as David Luiz shifts the ball out to the right back. Maddison recognises where the Arsenal pass is going and has the sharpness and thought to move out to press Bellerin quickly, so that when he receives the ball, Maddison is putting him under pressure straight away. This leads to Bellerin playing a stray ball in field from where Leicester win the ball back on the edge of Arsenal's box. A player without Maddison's pressing ability may not have been able to be decisive enough to move out to press Bellerin, and this would have allowed Arsenal to play through Leicester's press. This is a weakness of Grealish's game, as he doesn't yet have the same positional awareness that Maddison has, which is probably why he has been shifted out to the left in Aston Villa's 4-5-1 system. However, I would say that the level of coaching that Maddison receives under Brendan Rodgers has a major influence on both players' abilities to perform this role. If Grealish was coached in a team with more effective pressing systems, with a better coach, then I do think he'd be able to perform this same task as Maddison to a significantly better level than he's able to do right now. So overall, in terms of ability, there isn't much separating Grealish and Maddison. They are probably just as good as each other when it comes to creating chances, however they do this by different means. Maddison is a better passer and better at creating chances from deep or playing through balls in behind the back line, whereas Grealish is a better dribbler and also better at playing quick short passes in and around the box and creating from these positions, where he plays more as an attacking midfielder. But of the two, who would be better for Manchester United to sign? Well, in reality, I don't think United should sign either, and they should pursue a deep line creator like Ruben Neves or Saul Niguez. However, if they were to sign one of the two, it should be James Maddison. Whether Maddison or Grealish were to sign, then Solskjaer would be forced to switch from his preferred 4-2-3-1 shape to a 4-3-3. This because both Maddison and Grealish can't really play in double pivot in midfield. They'd have to play ahead of the two as a central attacking midfielder. However, this is Bruno Fernandes' best position, which causes a problem. If Solskjaer moves to a 4-3-3 shape, then United could have a three-man midfield of Fred or McTominay playing as a deep single pivot with Bruno Fernandes and either Grealish or Maddison in front. I think Maddison is better suited to this role, as he currently plays in a 4-3-3 shape that operates with two advanced playmakers, as he partners Youri Tielemans in front of Ndidi. Maddison is a better presser than Grealish and has better defensive positioning, which is why he'd be able to play alongside Bruno Fernandes in this role. Playing Grealish there could cause defensive insecurities for United, as neither the Portuguese or Grealish are suited to playing a central midfield role, and therefore this would put a heavy burden on a defensive midfielder behind them to cover their positional mistakes. Also, Grealish likes to move over to the left-sided channel to play in the half spaces, whilst also roaming out wide. I think this would clash with the movement of Marcus Rashford, who does a similar thing, drifting in from out wide to occupy positions in the half spaces, where he can receive the ball to feet and then look to dribble at the back line. Playing Grealish on the left of the central midfield could see Rashford and Grealish occupy each other's spaces. With Maddison in the 4-3-3, United's midfield would be a lot more flexible. As Maddison does at Leicester, he could drop deep alongside the deep line midfielder when United are struggling to break through the structured deep defensive units. Maddison has the vision and passing range to be able to move the ball forward in the attack, whether that's through a long pass out to Daniel James on the right flank or via a low pass into Bruno Fernandes between the lines. This would solve the area of United's game where they have struggled most, which is against sides like Wolves, Newcastle and Burnley, who don't engage United's centre-backs high up the pitch when they have possession, preferring to sit deep in a narrow, compact shape, cutting off the spaces for players like Fernandes, Rashford and Mata to move into. When POGBA isn't playing, United don't have a player from deep areas who can carve open these defensive units with their passes, which is why James Maddison's ability to do this would be so valuable. I'd also prefer a Maddison signing over a Grealish one, as some of the main assets that the Villa man would bring to the side are already offered by players like Rashford and Fernandes, which is dribbling in the final third, interplay around the box and shooting ability. If Fernandes hadn't been signed, then Grealish could have been a good option, playing ahead of the midfield double pivot in a 4-2-3-1, giving him the freedom to sit high and roam in order to find space. A major argument for Grealish against Maddison would be the price. With Leicester looking like they'll be in the Champions League next season, Maddison still having 3 years left on his contract, and Leicester being in a financially stable position, all means that Maddison would likely cost around £80 million, whereas Villa looking like they could get relegated, not financially stable at all, and Grealish potentially looking to push for a big move. Villa's star could be signed for anywhere from £40 million to £60 million, depending on Villa's place in the English football pyramid come the transfer window opening. So overall, I would sign Maddison over Grealish if it was between those two players. However, I don't think United should sign either. I think they should look for a deep line playmaker who can slot into a midfield double pivot with Bruno Fernandes in front. Also, paying £80 million for Maddison doesn't seem sensible, particularly when United should be rebuilding the squad by signing 4 or 5 players in more crucial positions. Thank you for watching. If you like that video, remember to subscribe to the channel and check out some of my other videos which will be linked in the description below.